A whistleblower named Jake Barber, who's a Tier 1 helicopter pilot, will be presenting video evidence of a UFO crash retrieval operation on Saturday night, January 18th at 8 p.m. on News Nation. The video will be of an object that he describes as
an egg, a white egg.
Barber states that this recovery operation took place at night and that he was wearing night vision goggles. So I suspect that his footage will likely look similar to this UFO footage that Jeremy Corbell released on January 18th on his TMZ miniseries UFO Revolution. Dubbed the Iraq gimbal due to its striking resemblance to the famous 2015 gimbal UAP that was filmed off the east coast of the United States, both of these objects were filmed in locations that are considered hotspots by AARO, the government's public-facing UAP investigation office. However, the Iraq gimbal has actually been on YouTube since at least October 16, 2021, when it was posted by the Blonde Dawn. This, of course, reminds me of the time that Lou Elizondo said that there are some very compelling UFO videos online already, and how the Tic Tac video was on YouTube a decade before it was released as part of the December 16, 2017 New York Times article that kicked off the modern wave of UFO disclosure. So who knows how many credible UFO videos are already online that just lack the proper chain of custody to bring about Big D disclosure. But back to the egg. During Barber's interview tonight, which Lou Elizondo himself describes as
This is a big deal.
His story will be corroborated by 2 or 3 of his cohorts. And we've also learned that Barber submitted his data associated with this encounter to AARO while it was led by Sean Kirkpatrick, so it should come as no surprise that AARO dismissed it. However, it's also claimed that he resubmitted this information to the Kozlowski-led AARO office, which should give us a good apples-to-apples comparison on how the 2 different versions of AARO treat whistleblowers and their information. But now this is where things get confusing. Because during the Barber interview, Ross claims that there's a public company called Skywatcher that's involved in UAP crash retrievals. Well, back in December, Ross interviewed 2 of the representatives of Skywatcher, and one of them just so happens to be Jake Barber. And then something that came out of left field was Dr. Stephen Greer announced on Wednesday that multiple whistleblowers were to be coming forward in 72 hours to blow the lid off of this thing, which just so happens to align with the News Nation interview this Saturday. And then Greer went on to claim that he's actually been working with Barber for several months. And then it gets even weirder, because in July 2023, Greer submitted a DOPSR request for a single-chapter book titled Sentinels of Ether, written by Alva Douglas. After ex-user Teg submitted a FOIA request to DOPSR about the book, he claims to have connected the dots that led him to believe that Alva Douglas is actually a pseudonym, and the real name of the author of this book is Jake Barber. And when you read that chapter, a lot of things sound familiar, including references to a Tier 1 operator that's a helicopter pilot involved in UFO crash retrieval. Also, in the Greer DOPSR request letter, it stated that the author wrote this book after hearing the testimony of UFO whistleblower Michael Herrera. And wouldn't you know it, Mike Herrera is on X, and his first post he ever made was encouraging everyone to watch the Jake Barber special on News Nation and vouching for his credibility. Now, I don't know about you guys, but this sure is turning out to be a wild and confusing story. Never did I expect the worlds of Greer, Elizondo, and Coulthard to collide like this. But it sure feels like during this Whistleblower Weekend, we're going to find ourselves in the middle of the UFO equivalent of a DC Marvel crossover. So make sure you check out the News Nation special, and most importantly, think for yourself. And if you're watching this on TikTok, please make sure you come and follow me on one of my other platforms, Instagram, YouTube, or preferably X. Thanks for watching.